Chapter 12. The Iron City. After the nights of fire and dreams, after the whispers of the forest and the calls of the mirror flames, the claw woman felt that her path could no longer stop at the edges of villages or on the shores of lakes. The spirits of the old ones had warned her. The evil that threatened the enchanted forests came not only from the dark depths of other worlds, but also from the hearts of men. And so, for the first time, she left the forest and entered the Iron City. The city appeared to her like a huge creature, breathing heavily, with lungs of smoke and heart of noise. Tall, cold buildings rose to the sky like lifeless trees, covered not with leaves but with shining windows. The roads were black veins, full of iron boxes that rumbled and sent out suffocating clouds. The claw woman stopped on a bridge and looked down. Below her, a dirty river flowed slowly, carrying debris and oily sheens.It was not the clean water of lakes, but wounded water. She wondered if this city could be alive, or was it just a concrete shell. For the first time, the magic of the forest within her felt small, crushed by the weight of stone and metal and the forest. Every rustle of a leaf had meaning, and the city, the noises were chaotic, without harmony. Horns, shouts, hurried footsteps, slammed doors. Light signals, red, green and yellow, changed constantly, but the claw woman did not understand them. She felt them like mechanical spells that commanded her where to step and when to stop. People passed by her without looking at her. Their faces were tired, drawn, their eyes fixed on the light boxes they held in their hands. No one heard in the forest. No one stopped to listen to the wind. For her, the city was a prison of noise and indifference. Although many passed by unconcerned, some still turned their heads towards her. She still had that strange, almost unreal beauty. Her black hair with green reflections, emerald eyes and smooth gait made her seem detached from another world. Some looked at her with admiration, others with suspicion. The children, more sincere, watched her with amazement, as if they had seen a story captured in the flesh. The claw woman felt her vulnerability more strongly than ever. In the forest, she was the magical creature that inspired respect or fear. Here, among strangers, she was just a woman with a face that was too different. Wandering through the streets, she arrived at a market full of stalls. The smells were mixed: fresh bread, grilled meat, spices, but also the smoke of burnt oil and dust. The claw woman, she stopped at a stall where an old woman was selling apples. "Do you want an apple, beautiful girl?" the old woman asked, holding out a shiny red one. The claw woman took it in her hand and smelled the strong scent. She remembered the wild apples in the forest, small and bitter, but full of life. She bit slowly. The taste was sweet, but artificial, as if it lacked a soul. The old woman looked at her carefully and murmured, "You have forest eyes. Where do you come from, child?" The claw woman smiled faintly and walked away, not knowing what to answer. The deeper she went into the city, the more she felt the shadows hiding there. They were not the shadows of the forest, but the shadows of people in dark corners. Men with cold eyes whispered plans, and large bright buildings, hearts full of greed hid. The night arrows were there. She recognized them in the murmur of the streets, in the furtive glances, in the signs engraved on the walls. The Iron City was one of their nests. Here, plans were born to destroy the enchanted forests and use magic to build empires of metal. In a side street, the claw woman heard a cry. She approached and found a small, dirty child standing by a concrete staircase. "Why are you crying?" she asked, bending down. "I lost my mother," the child sighed. The claw woman took his hand. The gesture was foreign to her, but it felt natural. She led him through the streets until they found a woman who was crying desperately. When the mother and child hugged each other, the claw woman felt a thrill. In the chaos of the city, love still existed. She was small, fragile, but real. The mother looked at her with gratitude and said, "You are an angel." The claw woman did not answer. But in her heart she felt that she could be more than a stranger in the city. When night fell, the city did not calm down. It lit up. Red, blue, yellow lights covered the buildings. The streets were still full, but now the shadows were lengthening. The noises were becoming sharper, the laughter drier, the fear denser. The claw woman retreated to a roof and looked at the panorama. The city looked like a forest of fires and mirrors, but it was a cold beauty. Devoid of heart, it missed the stars, covered in smoke, it missed the whisper of leaves. And yet, in that mixture of metal and light, she felt the call of a mission. The city was part of the world, and the world could not be saved without it. That night, on the roof of an apartment building, the claw woman understood. The forest and the city were two sides of the same reality. Point one was alive, the other dead. But both needed each other. If the forest lost, the city suffocated. If the city fell, the forest was devoured. She had had to be the connection, not just between worlds, but between these two sides of the same existence. The mirror flames still flickered in the sky, above the buildings, and their reflection. The Iron City seemed a fortress of shadows. But deep down, the claw woman knew, behind the concrete and the smoke, in the hearts of people, sparks of light still flickered. And those sparks had to be protected, just as she protected the trees and animals of the forest.